Hi, I'm Bryan Paul, and welcome to another episode of Backlogged. If this is your first time joining us, let me explain how things work. All gamers know that there's way too many games to play, and never enough time to play. And the older you get, the more those games start to pile up. So every week here on Backlogged, I take a random game from that pile, I play through it from start to finish, and I take you along for the ride. So let's get started. There's way too many games to play. Dragon Egg! Was released only in Japan on the PC Engine on September 27, 1991 by NCS. It was developed by Masaya. If you're a collector or just like retro Japanese games, you've seen the Masaya logo a lot. Double Dungeons, Energy, Moto Rotor, Shibibin Man 1, 2, and 3. They even made the sexually charged Choaniki series. The story of Dragon Egg is told through a series of stills and scrolling Japanese text. There isn't much animation. This is a hue card after all, not a CD, but the stills are beautiful. And even with no knowledge of Japanese, it's obvious. You're a little girl and you're going on a quest. What else do you need to know? The menu screen is basic. 3 levels of difficulty, start the game. From the start, the graphics are crisp and clear. The music, although on a relatively short loop, is bright and bouncy. Each stage has its own music, and each track feels perfectly suited for that point in your adventure. Almost immediately, you'll find an item shop. This is great news for a game like this. It implies that it's probably not going to be just a straightforward platformer. The gold you collect from beating enemies can be spent here buying invulnerability, attack ups, heart vessels, health potions, and even a screen-clearing special attack. Luckily, it's all in English. And although I like the premise, everything here makes the game way too easy. Which leads me to Dragon Egg's biggest problem. It's really short and really easy. On the normal difficulty, I breezed through the game in 24 minutes, only dying once. Bumping it up to hard helps, but not by much. Remember, this game came out in 1991, the same year as Super Mario World. Even though we can't expect other companies to match the greatness of Nintendo's masterpiece, it doesn't change the fact the bar had been raised. Luckily, there's still a lot of good stuff happening in Dragon Egg! You'll start your adventure as a girl, carrying around a dragon egg in your backpack. At first, she uses the egg as a weapon. Maybe not the best choice, but it works. As you progress, you'll collect orbs that hatch the egg, allowing the dragon that's still sitting in your backpack to attack for you. This increases your range considerably. Soon the dragon will shoot fireballs and be big enough to ride, eventually being able to fly short distances with even more powerful attacks. Again, a great concept that ultimately makes an already easy game a virtual cakewalk. The bosses suffer a similar fate. The player gets too powerful too quickly, and the bosses don't stand a chance. The fights never even last long enough to force you to learn a pattern or present any real challenge at all. The next thing you know, you've beaten the game in less time than it takes to watch a sitcom with commercials, and you're not even treated to any closing cinematics. Just the credits, then the game starts over. Dragon Egg just felt so right. It was cute, colorful, responsive. Sure, it was a relatively simple platformer, but there were elements present that made it feel like so much more. Unfortunately, it was way too easy and over almost before it began. For that reason alone, I have to give this game a 6.5. I bet a sequel would have been epic. So that's it for another episode of Backlogged. I'll be back next week, hoping to cross another game off the list. In the meantime, catch up with myself and Mike Zeller on our every week podcast, Gaming Without Parole. It's a show about gaming news and gaming past, and it's available right here on YouTube. As always, thank you so much for watching.